So you asked about a beautiful question. Remember, with the power of will, with a strong will, whether we can change the destiny.
Yeah, with will.
Your session will start, right?
No. Today no. Today and tomorrow there is no.
And then I asked you, how do you define the strength of it? It is like a Buddha saying, right thinking.
Ah.
How will you know the strength? That's when I said the words beyond the point are of no use. Like word strong. I told you what is the thing named strong? Is it strength like muscular power? Is it the strength like going on doing something despite all oppositions and difficulties and obstacles and blocks? Well, that also. So strong will. No. What is will? That which is taking a decision to do what occurred to your mind or thought or whatever be the situation. Something like that. Let us say very clearly, quickly. I was told about an incident reported in the newspaper. I did not read it. When tsunami came, part of it in Kerala state, one guy was lying in the house for some 24 years. His body was completely paralyzed or something like that. And when the tsunami approached, he just got up and ran away. Because the power to survive, the will to escape from death, dominated everything and got up and ran away. And there are stories also like that, I suppose. Then, as I told you some time back, the will of Edmund Hillary, the first one on top of Everest, is more critical than on the second time. And the second time he has an evidence that at least one guy could think about that and climb. The first one to climb Everest is therefore supremely important. And I told you his dialogue to the aspiring mountaineers. At 3,000 feet high, my heart was trembling with fear. Naturally. But I took the next step. That is will. That is called will. Whatever that is called will. I am not that inspired to tell you all these things, actually speaking, in a way. Because you are not a PhD in philosophy. I would like to talk to a PhD in philosophy. I used to tell audience that I would like to talk to Jesus and Krishna and Buddha. This is what I talk to audience. That's why they don't like me. I would really like to. Right now I said I would like to talk to Patanjali. But I am applying my will because I want you to become one of the top masters in yoga. Because that is where the destiny of your daughter also lies. That's why. Because then it is easy for her to enter the field. That's why I am doing it. It is by my will. If somebody else is here, I would be talking about the mindsets maybe at a different level and different dimension. That I have experienced. That's what I do. I taught business ethics for 10 years and every class is different from the other class. Because it is not controlled by the centricity and conformity to textbooks.
Yeah.
The direction is the same, but the path is every time different. I remember about sometime in 1998, I was asked to do a training program in creative analytical thinking for a company called Satyam Computers, which is no more now, which is purchased by Mahindra and Mahindra. So it was a sample, he said. because they wanted to do this training program because it was becoming competitive. I'm talking about 1997 or 8 or so. Then he wanted, somebody wanted a guy from England to come and do the training program. It was so costly, per day something like 20 lakh, and then his reading materials, which will be given to the participants, every copy something like 100 pounds, whatever. Anyway, I have heard about it. So they thought they will take, but before that, let us see whether somebody from India. Then some other person recommended my name, and that person told me, this is a great opportunity for you. I had done training programs even before that, so somebody who knew that recommended to this Satyam Computers. So you will have some 15 programs minimum to train all the 400 managers. So they are going to give you a sample training. So do it very well because I have recommended it to you and all that. I said okay. So first training I went. So the head of the division was there, and it was the most critical division of Satyam Computers, called the Microsoft division. So his name was Ashok Harris. So because it's a very so-called prestigious program, he had come. It was done in a top resort, okay, residential, and that all conditions I said. Minimum 3 days, and it should be residential from morning to indefinite time. That they understood. When I told them that's a way of creativity and all that, that itself they liked. The other guy from Britain used to do it was from 9:30 to 12:30, then lunch break, and that's the way programs are done anywhere in the world. Then when I said this, Ashok was really a sensitive guy. He is a wonderful CEO. He said, let us try this guy, he has some sense. This is what the other person, contact person told me. So he had some, in the first batch there were about 25 young smart guys, and we were all sitting in the lawn of that very upper, very top class resort. And he said, there's some inaugural talk, and he said, and he will sit for he will do the inaugural talk and sit for some time, and then he will go. Company was about 35 kilometers away. This is in a resort near Mahabalipuram. Sorry. Oh. Yeah, a very important ocean location. Yeah, very well known. Then he sat till the tea break. Then after the tea break, he came to me and said, okay, I will sit up till noon. It's very interesting. Then he made some calls and all that. Then the lunch break came. Then he said, I am calling my officers and I will sit through the entire day. I said, it will be up till 2 o'clock minimum. I said, no, I will be here. And then after 5 o'clock I will be here. I said, okay. So the next day, 3-day program. Next day morning, 9 o'clock was the beginning of the program. I saw his Mercedes-Benz car coming at 8:30 a.m. Hey, sir, Ashok, where is it? No, I want to attend the remaining 2 days also. Okay. I said, okay. Alright, remaining 2 days. You are the most listening participant, okay? You are the division head, Microsoft division, Ashok Harris. And the program ended. In the night, discussions went up till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock and all that. Then the next program. It was fixed after, you have to get so many, it's a lot of effort on the part of the company to organize a program. There's many managers will be out of the work, there's a lot of process. So maybe after about, let us say 2 weeks or so, second program. Again, as usual, he came to inaugurate. And he said, I will go, after inauguration I will go. I said, perfectly okay. And we start. Then I started. Tea break. He said, I am sitting till the lunch break. Okay. I said, okay. Lunch break. He said, the program is an analytic thing, you are talking so different things now, okay? I thought you would be talking more or less the same thing. I want to sit the whole day. I said, okay, you will come. And the evening, He said, I am coming for the remaining 2 days also. So after the so remaining 2 days. Anyway, I don't want to continue the story. 15 training programs, he was present in all the 15. And because of that, this 15 program happened over a period of 2 years only. Otherwise, it would have been over in 3 months of time and I would have got that money in a lump sum. Because he has to be available, He is the division head. He would be in Seattle one day, sometimes in Mexico, sometimes in England. So the program got delayed only because he wanted to be present in every program. And at the end of the 15th program, he hugged me and said, you are a magician, sir. You are a miracle, that's what he said. 15 programs on the same topic and every program was very different, sir. How do you manage? And no notebooks, no PowerPoint presentation, nothing. So that's why I also want you not to mug up anything, don't by heart anything. Just talk spontaneously from your heart to the audience. Develop that level of clear confidence in yourself, clear trust in yourself. Develop that level of, like Buddha said, clear understanding about what you want to talk. Okay. So, I know what is that. That is the ultimate of sensitivity to the thing that you are talking about and the you who is talking. Actually, it is not I who is talking. Even now, it is not Sundararajan talking to you. There is no Sundararajan. I have written in the book. It is not me who wrote the book. I finished, it is about 470 pages. I typed the entire thing. I did not edit it. Just like that, straight away print ready. I know everything. A print ready CD was sent to the press to straight away print. And all these things I finished in 3.5 months' time. You will take any other book, you will see acknowledgements to some minimum 10 to 15 people. Test entry, editing, proofreading, blah blah blah. Every book of mine is like that. That is that next aspect which, in a way, in right doing, right action and right living and all, what Buddha employed. I don't know what many interpreters, I don't much read many of the writers actually. I just glance and I realize that, oh, I can do this. Most of the time better than that. The only one who has surprised me throughout is J. Krishnamurti, whom I call JK. Yeah. I have the recording of all his talks. Not I made, available. Wonderful guy, very precise. Osho is really great. He has written some 200, 300 books. Not he wrote, his disciples. Here, his books are there about everything in every possible philosophy in the world. Osho Rajneesh. Written by his disciples, but told by him. There are 4 volumes of something like 1200 pages each on Vijnana Bhairava Tantram. And I told you, whatever ancient Indian literature, including about Zen and Tao, he has written. Yes. And I have just glanced through most of those books. Oh, beautiful, no doubt. And there are 7 volumes by Chinmayananda. Sorry, Vivekananda. 7 volumes. Each volume carrying about 300 to 350 pages by Vivekananda. I think written by him. available in subsidized printing. That also better you buy. Don't buy all the 7 together. Buy one, read it. It is mostly advantageous to address any audience in yoga. I had all the 7 books, but I gave it to somebody.
Name of those books?
I think the Works of Swami Vivekananda, something like
What?
that.
Okay.
Because it is 7 books. It is 7 books that I know. So you also have a learning program
Yes.
equivalent to
Parallelly with Varshini.
Take it that way.
Yes. Yes.
I would say a 10-year plan. Meanwhile, you do whatever you are doing. Every day you will see the improvement in what you do, no doubt about it. Okay?
Yeah.
Do it. The only one book even now I read is Patanjali Yoga Sutra and I Ching. I Ching I don't read, I have read it for hundreds of times. Only to enjoy the beauty of interpretation I can make. Because I Ching also is magnificent. And for me in the sense that 64 diagrams, 64 set of ideas only. Yeah. And it can be used to interpret anything in existence, the past, present and future. To me, I think I am the only one who uses I Ching to interpret what happened in the past, what will happen in the future. Of course it talks about. I can look about even the dead people in the I Ching. Because it is a great art of interpretation, because the same hexagram will be used to interpret a positive thing and a negative thing. So it is mostly about one question. For example, you come and ask me, can I marry this person? I look into the I Ching. No. I said, okay. Somebody else comes. I don't know anything about that person. I lived for 1 year by the money I got. One I Ching reading 100 rupees. I lived 1 year with that money only. Another guy comes, let us say after some days, again the same question. I get the same I Ching. I say, no, that's the beauty of I Ching. It is so wonderful. Yeah. I have trained Mandra and Ame, they are highly tuned people, so they can look into I Ching. Because anybody can toss the coins and, like a Jyotisha, anybody can toss the conch shells and pick up. But it needs a lot of tuning. Like anybody can virtually make the rasana, provided they know the basic mantram and homam and puja for that can be known. So that's they are very finely tuned, and you can check the very I Ching whether I am tuned with I Ching or not. Yeah. That the astrologers also do out. Yeah. An astrologer guru will take a boy or a girl only after testing whether this girl can do it. Yeah. Otherwise, that's what astrology is about, so they have to necessarily do that. And provided in the future after 10 years, after learning all these things, you have to learn I Ching also. Just like that.
Okay.
I did not learn I Ching to, of course, at one point of time I could live with that money, but I loved the beauty and the mystery about it. I don't want to get anything extra from Patanjali Yoga Sutra. My father was a Patanjali Yogi only. In fact, even before my marriage, my father told me, if you marry, he is the one who suggested just don't get married, and I ended up marrying twice. That's a different issue. And he said, if you have a son, you should name him Patanjali. That much I was aware of Patanjali, but I never read this book. He has told a lot, I remember. And I later assumed that when after reading Patanjali, I realized that he could bend a 1 rupee coin like this because of that level of Patanjali Yoga Sutra, whatever is mentioned in Patanjali. Patanjali talks about the 8 siddhis, you know that? You don't know. Then who told you about Patanjali, Yama, Niyama and all that? Patanjali,
That comes in our
Yoga
diploma
Sutra,
course.
Yoga Sutra ends up with developing 8 siddhis. And you will be, anybody in the world will be shocked to know what are these 8 siddhis. I don't remember all of them, but I remember some of them. One, the ability to make your body as small as that of an ant. One, it is called anima. Two, ability to make your body as large as a double-time elephant, or even bigger than that. Three, the ability to become invisible. Four, the ability to fly. Five, the ability to understand the languages of the birds and the trees. Six, the ability to enter into other bodies. Huh? Anyway, the eighth one is, Ashwini, interplanetary travel. That's the level at which Patanjali talks about. That's why I say that Patanjali cannot die, because he has done this. He is somewhere around, no doubt. So what I am talking about it. So I knew all these things. Even this 8 siddhis my father or my mother had told me. My mother also was a yogi. So my father later, that is because of this only, that strength of whatever. Otherwise it is not, it is impossible to bend a 1 rupee coin with the 3 fingers, which I saw with my hands. He was showing to some 1 or 2, 3 people. Because his body was so strong. His photograph is the one that you see on the left side.
Yes.
And he predicted his death about 5 days back. He was absolutely state of the art health. And he called his wife and said, on the 5th day morning I will die, don't make any noise. On that 5th day morning, even then it was winter season, he collected the water from the pond and heated it, took a bath, came to the front room, lied down on the bed and called his wife and said, I am going. The last sentence he made was, don't take me to hospital. And according to what my mother said, his body bent like this, lying down like this, bent in the riverside and came down and fell. I was not there. I never wanted to be there also, because I could not afford witnessing his death. So I came after 4 days. And even on the 4th day, there were hundreds of butterflies flying around. I remembered somewhere saying that when a great blah 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 leaves the body, butterflies will come. And the people there said, on that day we could not walk around, sir, because we were hit by butterflies so much. And it was winter season, rainy season, and I saw in the water pools, water collection, 10s or 20s or 30s group of butterflies in the water-logged areas. And people said that the entire people of the locality who have never even seen him, even heard about him, came for the procession, and they have never seen a funeral procession like that. People who did not even know him like that. Anyway, what I am telling, these are all perhaps, I have read some literature. There are 2 great books in a different dimension. They are called the Tibetan Yoga, and the other one is called the Tibetan Book of the Dead. It is here. Another book which baffled me. So in the Tibetan Book of the Dead it is described that whatever, with a lot of other language, which I don't want to say, great Atma and all those things. Butterflies will come. That also I did not know at that time. At that time, because I had not read the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Later it is here. Mantra and Ame, they all have read. So it is again very, very complex. I can understand Patanjali Yoga Sutra. But Tibetan Book of the Dead, my God, absolutely symbolic, very different direction which they are talking about. Tibetan Book of the Dead. And there it says that, let us say a little bit about that. It says the entire life is a preparation for death. That's what the Tibetan Book of the Dead is all about. And they also say death is the most wonderful opportunity in life. That you can use death as a real gate to enter the other world. And at least 50% of the Tibetan Book of the Dead is a description of the other world, which we can just read because we cannot see it now. So you need that entire life of preparation to be ready and competent so that you can use that gate of the death to pass through with your current consciousness and fly into that magnificent, ultimate, different, separate reality of the universe, it says. Confidently. Declarations, it's also verse by verse by verse. There must be, definitely. Because this is only one of the realities that you see, the mango tree and the grass and the birds. That is only one of the realities of this magnificent, ridiculously magical universe. So that is the human possibility. But I am very clever. I don't want to go there. What is there? Okay, again some kind of a consciousness will only enjoy that. When I read, when my father also told me about this interplanetary travel and all that, then I asked him a question which he really appreciated. Then I said, again I only will enjoy that, Father, Swami. Yeah, you are right. Okay? And then he said, you go to moon, you go to Uranus, you go to Niagara, you go to Himalayas. You already have the potential to enjoy that. So if you know you, then why do you want to go anywhere? That's what he added to that. So, but we have to do something. Like he only told me, who only asked me who wrote all the books I told you, If they can write a book, you cannot sit down and read it. That was the only dialogue he made it. That only fired me to do the reading, and
Right.
as a result I was first class, first rank in the university. By that only when the photographers came to photo me, I said no. They said he is mad. Because I remember in Malayalam, he said even the chief minister of the state will pose for me. Because that it is photograph, not like digital, you just can click anybody. I had to pause. I said I don't want my photograph. That was the kind of me prepared by my father and my mother. And I was the one who should be inspired because I was called a hooligan, a useless, a rowdy and a thief. Everybody who knows my father, my family, all of them thought that I will end up a thief or a hooligan or a rowdy. Yeah, that's why I lived. And that kind of an university rank holder getting the medal from the university vice chancellor, I did not feel anything about it, actually. That level of sensitivity to the reality of existence was induced into me by my father and mother. That's what I have unfortunately done to Abhay and Mantra, about which I really repent. Also. I already told them, you are beginning from my level now. I gathered all this information over the last 60 years. You are beginning from there. I don't know where they will reach in fact. Anyway, so I want you to become great, really. Ashwini the Great. Like Robert Weisberg said in his magnificent review of all the researches in creativity and originality and genius, the only difference between the great and the non-great is that the great people wanted to become great, wanted to become great. So cultivate that want. But I personally disagree to that because I did not have any wand or anything like that. I am a very strange guy. I just did what I like to do, love to do. And whatever I did, I remembered what my mother told me. Because there is a famous so-called prayer which she used to, she was a good singer also. And she used to do the prayer song, not students or anything. Anyway, that's what I have seen. So she does a prayer, Sanskrit only. What? Purnamada Purnamidam Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamada etc. So I asked, what is that prayer? I didn't understand it. I would understand Purna and all that. She said, Purnamada Purnamidam. Completeness there, completeness here.
Purnat Purnamudachyate.
That is the last line, I suppose. Purnasya Purnamadaya.
Madaya.
From completeness, completeness is derived.
Purnameva Vashishyate.
That is the line. I think anyway the four lines. Purnat Purnam Udachyati. And Purnasya Purnamadaya. Sorry, Purnameva Vashishyati. So after all these things, anyway, what that is the beauty of her. She never wanted me to buy her. The beauty is that you have to do whatever you do completely. As much you understand what is complete. This I remember when she told me, because I was not much to school, so I had to cut all this what you call herbs and all this things. I was not interested from morning till evening sitting down and cutting. Then for some there is some nut to be cracked. So I will do one hit with a hammer and I put it there. One day she, what are you doing? I said, anyway it is for kashaya, it will boil there, okay? No. Your father told me told you to break it and throw away that seed and do it only. Then I argued that I am broken it. Anyway it is boiled, okay? It will get boiled. Okay? What not because it may get boiled, but breaking it meaning breaking it. Do it. Then she said all this. And sometime later my father also told me, if you don't do anything, subsequently after my plus 2, I told you fourth chance and all that, he said, if you don't do anything, don't do. So long as I am there or your mother's job is there, you will be given food and dress and all that. But if you damn bloody do one thing, it should be perfectly complete in all processes, okay? I did not understand what is complete at that time. So, this is what I tell to Mandra and Namaya, and that's what I did. Otherwise, I had, and that also I have told Mandra and Namaya. So, even now Mandra says, I have no goals. Amaya also say, I have no goal. But right now he say, I have a goal. I have to get admission for BNYS. And Amaya told me an incident that he was thoroughly insulted by the class teacher. When he joined the plus 2 in a regular school. So everybody said, I want to become a doctor, I want to become a district collector, I want to become a this. It's a regular practice in most of the schools. It is good. Then he was asked, he said, I don't know, I don't have any goals or anything like that. And the teacher really scolded him, things like that, which he told me on the phone. I did not say anything. I said, what you said is true. You are not mature enough to. Do you think those who want to say, I want to become a doctor, will become a doctor? I want to become a district collector, blah, blah, blah. But that is meaningful, no doubt. That gives them an idea that they are motivated, they are driven by that, to do the studies. And the teacher got worried whether this guy will end up disinterested in all that. And Mandra is still in that stage. He is not convinced about any goals. Nothing can attract them. There is a problem with this higher order sensitivity to higher order existential details, Ashwini. But I always wondered, The same thing happened in the ancient Gurukulas of India. Much more rigorously they were trained in the Upanishads. You read any of the, so you must read at least 3 Upanishads. That you must compulsory. There are 18 or 12 primary Upanishads. You don't have to read all of them. Buy at least 3. Or read at least one called the Prasna Upanishads. Prasna meaning question.
Question.
All the Upanishads are in the question and answer form only. But you begin with the Prasna Upanishad, and if you feel like you then buy, there is a strategy.
Next, doctor.
Next you read Mandukya Upanishad. Mandukya meaning frog. Manduka meaning frog.
Then
Next you better buy Keno Upanishad. Keno Upanishad. Keno, K-E-N-O, Keno Upanishad. That's reasonable. Beautiful translations, English translations by Chinmayananda are available. Okay. With a lot of examples and metaphors and all that. In simple, good English. There are many other translations by Ranganathananda Swami and all, which is little higher order. Chinmayananda has written most of the translations in a better English.
simple
As
English.
simple as possible, because he was the one who wanted to re-establish the credibility of Hinduism through Chinmaya mission. Heard of it, right?
Yes, I have heard.
So, his translations are with an intent to make the reader somehow understand. But Ranganathan, he just always interpreted. Ranganathan Swami, Ananda Swami was the Guru of Chinmayananda.
Okay.
Not completely, there were other gurus also. So, sensitivity. So you are also getting a good opportunity to be sensitive to a very complex situation. And sensitivity will be very important for you as a master trainer in yoga also. Like any master teacher, I told you how the great dance master Kalucharan Mahapatra located Samyukta Panigrafi. Just the way she was running on the road.
Yeah.
And how I located you. How much I am trying to make you understand.
Yeah.
So, centricity, conformity, okay, fear and anxiety to the unknown and the ambiguous and the uncertain and the confusing, etc., etc. Alright? Self-doubt, and on the way we came to sensitivity lack. That is the most critical. Because I did not follow a pattern. The way it is given in the book or normally it is taught. Assuming that what is sensitivity, or what I call creative sensitivity, I told you everybody is sensitive.
Yes.
Because these are all factors of mind. Any damn person can enjoy a good so-called film song, though he cannot sing even one line. So that sensitivity element is given to the human being. Though individuals may differ, some individuals are able to feel good about some design, some flower, some color, some person, etc., etc. That sensitivity is there with every human being. But sensitivity to what Buddha calls, what is my own right action, what is my right thinking, what is my right resolve or decision, whether my perspective is right, what is right perspective. That also will be known to you only by that engine, what I call the engine of sensitivity. Like every tool is a sensitivity, that mobile phone is sensitive. A marvelous tool, in fact, a marvelous wonder, the mobile phone, actually speaking. It rings exactly to the digital signal of your number.
Yes.
Your number meaning a certain digital signal, okay? And it is available anywhere in the world. This is what a beauty. So this modern electrical signal theory, it is almost trying to imitate or trying to what you call represent the reality of the universe. Like the so-called God is everywhere in the pillar and the rusted iron and rock solid and the mountains and the leaves and the earthworms and the butterflies and the piece of shit included. Your mobile number is available anywhere in the globe. Out of the millions of phone numbers, just imagine. Did they do it consciously? They never thought that. That is the power, that's the, is that their discovery? That's the natural process property of the electrical field. I am the only one who said that. There is no single real invention in the world. Everything is getting items from the natural process, refine it, redesign it, reset it, restructure it, then it is a so-called invention. And all of them work by natural process principles only, not brought from as a dowry for the grandfather, as if the Americans seem to think. Okay? Every piece of item, from a safety pin to satellite, from a screwdriver to AK-47, okay? From a cooking stove to their dangerous weapons, everything works by the natural process only, 100%. Sometime back, for example, the Western medicine, there's now a war going on between the so-called Western medical practitioners and the so-called natural practitioners, or Ayurveda, for example. They say Ayurveda is bullshit. It is taken from some plants or whatever. It is not correct. It may have poisons or whatever, etc. Not the chemical things are great. Where are these chemicals from? Bought from Bill Gates' private property? Or Monsanto's whatever grandfather's inheritance? Okay. It is there are all items selected from the earth and reprocessed and reset and that's all. And where are these plants from? Much more closer to the nature process only. Live plants grown on the surface of planet Earth, much more pure and straight than their distilled chemicals, which may work wonder like a gun. You will have to work hard to hit and kill somebody, okay? Something like the nature process Rasayana will have to work hard to cure an illness, okay? Just the reverse paradox. I repeat, a nature process made Ayurvedic preparation or a Rasayana will take a longer time. Like a human being will take a longer time to defeat an enemy. Whereas you bring that so-called stupid revolver, aim, tuck, shoot, kill, finished. English chemical drugs are like that only. Okay, very effective, no problem. But don't say the bullshit by the so-called Indian Medical Association that Ayurveda is lesser. That English medicine is brought from their heaven. The plants are really from this very planet Earth, the properties of which only help them live, the air and the water and the space and the matter of this earth. The plants are from the Mother Earth. It would never injure a human body. Have you ever heard of somebody dying out of Ayurvedic treatment? If it was there, it would have been an international news. But every day, At least 100 people die in the hospitals in this country. Okay? So-called Western medical protagonists. This is by internet information. And they take it to school by the stupid centricity and conformity and slavery to the Western world. Shame to the government of India. Shame to the so-called AIMA. Okay, their things are wonderful. Surgery is wonderful. What you call anesthesia is wonderful. They can only take care of the so-called idiots who suffer from accidents and things like that. They can prolong life by various wonderful technologies. Agreed. Okay, great. But why the hell they go on talking that Ayurveda is not so good and it is dangerous, and some bloody doctors are making YouTube campaigns saying that certain plants are poisons, it will affect the kidney, heart and liver and all those ridiculous nonsense. It is like the Islamic fundamentalists, this AIMA or the Western practices. No difference. Like the Islamic fundamentalists or Christian fundamentalists are wanting the entire world to be Christians or Muslims, this AIMA people, especially in this country, want everybody to go for Western medicines only. Okay, let them go. That's okay. But why what is the right to say a single word about the greatest creations of the ancient rishis of India? Not even a single so-called genius in the world history is anywhere near the Patanjali or the Vyasa or the Dhanvantari or the Bhaskara or Vagbhata or Sarmadara or Nagarjuna. Okay? That was their genius. Without ever touching a human body, they could know how many veins in the body. They could talk to the plants and feel what it could do. Whereas they do decades of ridiculously expensive experiments and killing so many rats and cows and pigs and even human beings. Do you know many patients are experimented upon and killed by their test doses of medicines? So many people are already dead or will die because of the COVID vaccine. Okay. So their sensitivities are biased. Only our thing is great. Only our religion is great. Or only our ideology is great. Everything else is stupid. There are so-called Ayurvedic Vaidyas who send their daughters and sons to medical MBBS. Yeah. And there are MBBS sons and daughters who ridiculed their own father for practicing Ayurveda. Yes, I have seen them, I have talked to them. In this God-damned country. Even now, Ayurvedic doctor, you know, Ayurveda students in their so-called colleges, they wear almost the same dress as that of the medical students of the Western medical colleges. Yeah, they also carry constantly a stethoscope. They feel ashamed to use the word Vaidya. Actually, Asini, in this Bharat, in this land, after getting a degree and living by that degree of Ayurveda, they feel really humiliated by using the word Vaidya. And they also carry the stupid stethoscope, which is of virtually no use. And a so-called blood pressure measuring instrument, a sphygmomanometer also. Yeah, in every Ayurvedic doctor's table. and they do it systematically, whether recorded or not, with every patient. So I am talking about the centricity, conformity, and the reticulous sensitivity lag of this people born in Indian land, which they claim as one of the ancientmost places in the world. Okay? They just disregard and disrespect and insult their own ancestors. These doctors who blame the Western medicine, their grandfather was born to a lady whose delivery was undertaken by a local lady, not in a so-called hospital. His grandmother survived because of some kashaya made by a Vaidya. No doubt. There were so many elderly, experienced women in Kerala state for Mulayana. Must be in Tamil Nadu, must be anywhere in India. Almost all women delivered in their own homes. I don't know whether you know that. In the beautiful, beloved environment of their own homes, where their husbands and children are called away in other rooms.
For my mother it happened with my sister's delivery.
And an elegant, graceful looking, relatively an older lady from the neighborhood will be immediately called, and she alone manages the delivery and bring the child to the father. Without any chemicals, no injections, nothing. And now it is a punishable offense. You know that? Yeah. Everybody should deliver in the hospital and everybody should die in the hospital. That's what this AIMA and the Western medicine have lobbied and influenced the stupid slave government of India. The doctor has to certify. Which doctor? Not Ayurvedic doctor. Certify the death. You see, I have such a feeling because my father worked with Subhash Chandra Bose. Yeah. He's the one at the age of 18 from a very affluent kind of a family inspired. Actually, he was under the guru called Brahmananda Sivayogi, my father. And his guru told him, take sannyasa out of sannyasa and go and help Subhash Chandra Bose. Unfortunately, he has instilled me with a lot of love for this stupid country. I could have gone to any other country. When I was doing my degree, it was a fashion. Lot of my classmates went to Gulf or Nairobi or Ethiopia or the US. At that time it was letter, okay? Many of them wrote letters, Sundar come, Sundar come. And somebody wrote abusive words. Why the hell you are not coming? You are just fooling around there with no employment and why don't you come? I did not go. I could have gone to Harvard. I worked for one of the pillars of Harvard Business School and Harvard University by name David McClelland, whose books are test books. His assistant wrote me a 4-page letter why I should come to US. I said, I am not interested. In fact, to tell you, and every year there is a lot of articles, people are, it was called a brain drain. Yeah. People from IITs and engineering colleges and everywhere, they are all going to US or England or Canada or Germany, brain drain. Most of them are very brilliant academic students also. And the government, they cannot say no to that. The government developed a lot of schemes to reduce brain drain and all that, okay? During my MA, okay, almost all people, they all went to US or England. And they said, you, what a bloody idiot you are, he used to say. Because I have such a background, first class, first rank. And many other talents. I was a good painter, I was a good singer, I used to play at least 10, 12 musical instruments. I am really good in talking to the audience. Had I gone, one of my trainees told me that you would have been much more better known, much more known than Osho, which I know. I know. Because I have been exposed to all the Vedas and Upanishads at the age of 3.5. And I am a creativity researcher, not them. None of them could sing. I am a good singer. I am a good theatre director. I have written poetry and short story. They cannot, okay? So what I call widest perspective, I am a versatile kind of a genius. But I did not go. Because I love, I don't know for what reason I love this place. I am so concerned about the so-called, I don't know. That is my tragedy. That's why I did not go. What I wanted to say that then when everybody was going to Stanford or Oxford or Cambridge and all that, I decided at the young age of 24 that I will create an institution here which is nowhere available in the world, that kind of an institution where people from that country will come and learn. That was my idea behind School for Creative Perspective. That was the idea behind it. I told you I stopped it. And then I restarted it in the name Genius Choice Institute. That was the idea. But of course it will never happen, though I lived for that idea. I lived for that idea. Many of my friends told me, why are you after this stupid dream, Sundar? I did not go anywhere to work after my so-called doctoral degree, not because of that I disliked working there, but because of this also. And I am sure I have even created the syllabus, I have put it in the Facebook. Let any great genius in the world analyze my syllabus for training in Genius Choice Institute. It is top of the world. Nobody can even think of those kind of syllabus and curriculum. It is printed in one of my books also, by name Organization Entelechy. I worked for it, fully aware that it will never happen also, yes, fully aware. Because I am not a marketing guy. I don't want to get anybody's support or help. I know how to help, get help and support and so-called bring an institution. I have helped many other institutions to come out of its dead condition to full life. But I don't want to do it for this. That way somebody told me that I have a king-size ego. I wondered, maybe true. I don't want the help of anybody. I have never sought the help of anybody, even when I was starving. And that is, of course, maybe he also did his PhD under Dr. Pradeep Khandwala. He was very concerned about me. He said, finally, you have a bloody king-size ego here, go to hell. He said, out of his desperation. At that time I thought he was not correct. Actually it is true also, I don't know, I am not sure, yes. The richest person, one of the, not now, sometime in 2002, one of the third or fourth richest person in the country, called N.S. Raghavan, named N.S. Raghavan, who has companies in Silicon Valley. He called me to his house, myself, Shivamai and Amaya had gone. And he asked me a question, how you seen tons of money? I will give you that. You start that institution here in Bangalore. You tell me what do you want? Where do you want? If space is available, I will purchase for you. What kind of a building you want? I will get it done for you. I will get students for you from all over the world. I said, I am interested. but not in Bangalore. You have a lot of money, do it in Kalimangalam. He said, what are you talking? It's a village. He said, you come there, it's a beautiful. I don't want to own it or anything. It is your ownership, you just allow me. That he in a way agreed. So he is there, his son was there, his daughter-in-law also was there. And daughter-in-law was established dancer. Because of her only, he did not become very violent. Because of her intervention. Because she was a dancer, so she understood that there is she told him also, Papa, what he says is true. Because the argument was about, he said, you should have, but every batch 200 students. I said, sir, it is not possible. This is not classroom teaching. This is training. I asked him, he was the big owner of 5-6 companies in Silicon Valley, 10,000 people working under him. That kind of. He asked him, sir, can you tell me what is the ideal number of trainers in a training program? Maybe 30. I said, no, less than that. Okay, 50. I said, no, less than that. Okay, 3. I said, no, less than that. Then I said, 1. Because I am training that person's engines, which are very different from the engines, same engines of other person. No two individuals are same, sir. Just the thumb impression. So, I cannot have more than 30 in a batch. That is maximum. Then he said, oh, I spend crores of rupees and I cannot get any profit. What is that course which you are talking about? I have never heard about such course anywhere in the world. Who the hell are you? This is the way they started talking. What kind of a course it is? Even Harvard and Stanford and Wharton and MIT does not talk about. You know, only your course and only tension, what bullshit, etc., etc. His face got red and he got very violent. You know, when you oppose the ideas of somebody, they get violent. Then luckily this daughter-in-law, she said, then she touched your body. Papa, what he says, there is some reason. It is like dance, she said. You need a certain talent to undergo training in creativity. She looked at her and said, and he just got up and walked away. And his son did not say anything, he was just listening to all that. So, luck was with me all the time. At least another 3 really rich people offered me anything. You do it. But not under this condition. Even from very Coimbatore, one of the richest businessmen, he told me, do it. There also the disagreement was about the number of students. Said, how much we can charge from a student? Even if it is from some, he said, this N.S. Raghavan told me, you don't worry about the students, I will get them. I will do a global campaign. I have that kind of money. I said, sir, I don't want 200 students. Same happened with this Coimbatore guy also. Then Coimbatore guy asked, okay, how much we can charge? 10 lakh, 10 students? I am spending crores of rupees on building alone, yeah. So, that sensitivity to the truth, what I am talking about, right action for me is to go by what I feel is correct, with reason. This way I explained to him, N.S. Raghavan. This way his daughter-in-law supported as Papa, it is some reason, yeah. And I remember she said, sorry, Papa, it is like dance. We need some talent and a real trainer can train only one person at a time. And she said the example, Dronacharya had only Arjuna. She said that, which I wanted to say that. Because if there are 3 people, your dialogue has to be that much statistical. It is a dialogue that should be comprehensible for all the 3 in the same way. That's why the problem of classroom education, you know. But that is textbook. Chemistry, physics, and philosophy of music and philosophy of dance. 1,000 people can sit, learn, and write exam and pass. Okay, the theory of music, the theory of dance, or the theory of cooking. But to do the doing of dancing, the guru has to train one at a time. To make a real dancer, like Samyukta Panigrahi or Swapna Sundari or Malaviya Sarkai or that level of dancing geniuses, one master and one training. One Arjuna and one Dronacharya. And because of my sensitivity, I'm just giving, as I told you, somebody would tell me I'm bragging or boasting. Yes, I myself is a real creative genius. Let them try, I have evidences. And I'm a creativity researcher, so I know what I have done. Okay, not E is equal to MC squared or AK-47 or steam engine or gravitational force. But I have discovered the gravitational force of the human existence. The other evidence is my integrity, which nobody can usually think of. There may be somebody, I am not sure. For example, just 3 years back in Patna, someone very influential person told me, reading my books, he said that you seem to be much greater than any of those people who are known as gurus in the country and the world now. He read my Master Thief and some other book. And this was his language. He and 3 other people. And he told me more or less the same thing like N.S. Raghavan said. And North India needs a guru now. And you talk mostly about Buddha and Zen Buddhism. And this is Bihar, this is the land of Buddha, Gaya. Okay? Gaya and Rajagir. He said the name of the place. Where there is full of forest. We can get you 1,000-acre campus in Gaya. We can create the largest ashram in this country as of now. So 3 days continuously they bombarded me with persuasion, including the statement that we will get you the most beautiful secretary. Then it is very dangerous to offend them. That was so. When I talked about children, whenever you want to see the children, we will send chartered flights, okay? And we will give arrangement to put them in the state of that facility. You tell what do you want. And he suggested, be Sundar Baba. He said, then I really laughed. And we are already 70. What more you need? He asked me. 3 days continuously, all these 3 people were persuading me, recording it, And I expressed my displeasure, but I was a little bit strategic. Because it is a great income for them.
Okay.
Am I going to eat all this money? Do you think Amritanandamayi is enjoying all this money? It is the money. Amritanandamayi has something like 18,000 crores. Those money are invested by rich people from all over the world. It's a safe place to invest their money. And they only project Amritanandamayi. Amritanandamayi now cannot escape. She will be simply killed. It is using her name. You as a very rich person, you are enjoying the creation of the Amrita Institute of Medical Sciences or the Amrita Engineering Colleges or the management. You create using her name, easy branding, and it is called branding. Easily you will get students and international fame. Amrita School is known all over the world. She is still living with wearing a plain cotton white saree and eating ganji, small food. She just cannot escape. This is the fact. Because she keeping her as the brand image, the brand ambassador, that's all. That is the fact. I don't mind it, that's okay. And I have also, in fact, I also wanted to do this. And I told them, my close friend going to US and he created a villa for me. Something like that. And said, that thing it was letter, the Buddha field is coming, sorry, here Sundarji, please come. He made 1023, in 1993, he made 1023 telephone calls, then all letters by mail. And he wrote many things and finally one cover, and in one full page only one sentence written like this. The Buddha field is here, please come. That was the last letter. I know. I know I am better than this Osho. Osho was the most well known in us because I am a creativity researcher. I have a way to talk about the truth. I have different ways to talk about the same thing. But I know it is all just for whom or what. Even now this Guruswami called me to tell me that also. There is a palace here just 7 kilometers away in a place called Madambatti. You can be of use to the world, that's what he said. I said, we want to talk about world. And I quickly told where Jesus failed and Krishna failed and Buddha failed, that's what you are telling me. I asked him right away. Today. 1 hour back. He says, I am talking to him the nth time. He is still going on. Because he also wants to create another guru because he is rich. He was already with another guru, some well-known guru. So they are all capturing me, not me, that's what, the world peace. In fact, about 20 years back or so, this Amardanandamayi created the first international conference on world peace. Huge campaign, they are all marketing, huge campaign, beautiful posters all over the world, kind of a thing. It was done. Within 1 month, there was the greatest communal riot in the very Kerala state where some 37 people were brutally killed. Okay? What world is? I wonder what they call world, like we said, strong will. What do they call as world? What is the number of human beings in this world? Does that world include the South African countries, the Ethiopia and the poor tribes starving millions of people? Or the world meaning only the US and England and Germany and Canada? What is the world they are talking about? I wonder. Like India, cricket, international cricket. Is it international? Yes. How many countries? New Zealand, Australia, Bangladesh, New Zealand, Australia, Pakistan. International cricket. But is it international? Yes, 3 nations are involved. So huge words are written. And the campaigns of the modern schools, education for life, educating geniuses, schools, brochures, simply write using raping language, insisting and persuading children to rote learn and mug up subjects. They say making future citizens, making geniuses, blah blah blah, training for anything. I am Kozhikode, I have written about it in the book. Harvard Business School, and then Harvard, it is the so-called celebrated top business school in the world. Its logo says what? Its mission statement. There is something called a mission statement. It's a fashion now for companies and institutions. They have a mission. What? Creating leaders for change in the world, or something very wonderful. They create the most unethical, barbarian kind of managers. I'll tell you. This is my statement by from one of their own articles. In 1990, 2000 or so, the topmost journal in the world published by Harvard Business School called Harvard Business Review. I wonder how could they publish that article. It was written by one of the top world-renowned professors in Harvard by name. Okay. It was the longest article, some 10 pages on that. It was a review on an alumni meeting conducted in Harvard Business Review, where 915 alumni of Harvard had assembled for some silver jubilee meeting. All senior managers in 25 years reunion. You know what reunion?
Yes.
And all of them were vice president, big positions. Okay. I have talked about this article to audiences, just on this article of management students. And in that article, this writer from very Harvard is writing about their backgrounds. Almost all of them were depressed people. Most of them were alcoholics. Some of their batch members were already in jails for unethical activities. Most of them were divorced, and so on and so forth. And finally, his statement was, none of them had a clear purpose in life. At the age of 40, 45, and all that, with Harvard education and experience, no purpose in life. That's what. Their sensitivities were not trained to discover their self and to a higher order purpose of their own living on this planet Earth. Though they claim big things like training for life or committed to the world or something like that, I have written in that book very openly. And IIM Calicut, something like that, innovative guidance for the world or something like that, IIM Calicut, where Meenakshi is working. We are doing the very regular job, nothing unusual. So what that innovation, making, what you call projecting India creatively to the world or something like that. And nobody is bothered, nobody is bothered. Who is bothered? So this much is by way of general discussion with you, Ashwini, today.
Sure.
In the context of sensitivity lag. These are all issues of sensitivity lag only. Harvard Business School is not aware of what they are doing. Indian Medical Association people are not aware of what they are talking. The government of India is not aware of what really they are doing. Whether this is all that they can do. Are they sensitive to the heartbeats of the millions of poor people in this country? Are they really aware of the calamities and troublesome lives lived by the poor women in this country? In the villages and remote rural areas where they are treated like dirt and slaves. They are all sensitive to very false indexes of progress. like huge malls and electronics and wide roads and very costly cars.
కుక్కర్ వచ్చాను
It is finished one. Last drop of today. You understand sensitivity? Right? The principals and presidents and chairmen and directors of the institutions are all insensitive people. In the so-called IIT Madras, at least 2 people committed suicide because they were categorized for their low caste. IIT Madras. In some universities, those people, those girls, in case of 2 girls, I suppose, one is in university somewhere in Hyderabad and the other is somewhere else, okay? Their PhD thesis are never looked into by the guides. You know, in universities, if you want to get promotion, you have to compulsorily guide at least 5 doctoral students. So I give you my draft thesis and you just don't look at it and you just, okay, keep it there and you go. I am every day waiting, you will read it and give me an answer. 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. The young girl's life is being questioned, you know. And she commits suicide. And she is never taken care of because she is from a low caste. That is this country. Okay. And these are too much in so-called Hindu institutions. I would say it's a great luck of India that the Britishers came here and the Christian priests started the schools and the colleges, which are all run very beautifully even now. You look in Bangalore. How many Hindu schools are run as beautiful and as impeccable as almost any Christian sisters or Christian managed schools? Look at all the top colleges in India. I am a researcher in education also. St. Xavier's in Mumbai, St. Xavier's Calcutta, St. Xavier's Delhi, Elphinstone College, this college, that college, Union College, whatever, Loyola College Madras, you would go. There is a so-called Birla School in Bangalore. It's something like a 25 lakh fee and all that. Just the name. I am sure a huge building, you must see Birla School somewhere in Bangalore. Oh, like Parliament, very huge structure and all those things. But I am sure it may not be run anywhere near some Loyola School or something, or what you call Mount Carmel School or what you call Bishop Cotton School, etc. in Bangalore. That is the sensitivity quotient of so-called Hindus. Absolutely divided and categorized and with no unity at all. Okay? So, many people don't think like this. You also know, you are going to have a yoga training center. Why should you know about these things? Are you wondering? Whatever is happening to India, you don't bother. You don't have to actually. You cannot do anything. But your mind should be fired by perceptions or sensitivities to these realities. Then only it is a powerful mind. That was the mind of Subhash Chandra Bose and Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Okay? You have to, why not? Your mind also have that strong will. Who was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi? He was not a super genius or anything. He was just he could not live in India, therefore he went to practice in Africa. But he is a calm, paramount example of the strength of will. Not even Subhash Chandra Bose. See the film Gandhi, have you seen? See the film Gandhi. Beautifully done. He was beaten and beaten and beaten. He was burning passports in the fire. beaten and his legs are broken, hands are broken, and even with the, not in the film, it was a story, with even the broken hand, he is somehow lifting the last passport and throwing it into the fire. What was you talk about, because we are ending up the session by talking about the so-called will, which you also need. What was the will of that person? Just imagine, in the whole history of humanity, let me say, to wear a single dhoti and enter into the round table conference of so-called Britishers who give ultimate importance to dress. And Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Patel, all Jawaharlal Nehru, that centricity conformist, ordinary guy included, Sardar Patel and many others insisted, you have one suit and coat. Of course, he used to wear that when he was a barrister in South Africa. Why don't you wear that? It's a very significant conference about the freedom of India. Your struggle for independence is working. They are inviting you for a round table conference. Please come. He said, no. If I go, I will represent this poor India where people do not have even this cloth to wear. He entered. They could not have the guts to say no to him. That is Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. When the British government introduced that cess or what are ridiculous, criminal, nomadic, barbarian tactics of putting something on the sword, he said, okay, let us go. And nobody was with him. He walked. From the Vartha Ashram, he started walking. Whether you come with me or not, I don't care. He started walking, 2 people, 3 people, 300 people, 3,000 people, 30,000 people. They were also lathi charged and severely damaged by the barbarian British soldiers. But he did it. That is an example, a real example of so-called strength of the will as in. That's why I talked about me also. Let me say, I am an utter failure in life. From another angle, with the top qualification, working for 24 years singularly for a dream, I just could not do it. But still I tried. With a starving body, I tried and tried and tried, but in the way I felt feasible. But of course, I did not have the will to try whatever I could. Though I claim that it was my dream, I didn't know. And some of my friends, you are just talking nonsense, it was not your dream and all that. Then you would have worked much better. In a way, you may be right. But I had that will not to get the support from anyone. That's why I said about the incident of N.S. Raghavan. When N.S. Raghavan called me, we did not have the money to get the train ticket to Bangalore. Why should I insist on this to 30 people if it was my dream? There were witnesses to this discussion. He, his son, his daughter-in-law, and a chartered engineer by name George Serian, who was known to, who only recommended me to, recommended my case to N.S. Raghavan. My strength of will was somewhere else, actually speaking. My strength of will was tuned by my father and mother about living simple and going by what you love to do. That was my strength of will. Though I failed miserably because of that strength of will in my dream. But you should not be defeated in your dream of establishing a yoga center. And you have all the intelligence and intellect and the willpower and crucible tested will of you. Okay? For what you were suffering for 18 years, Susan? A ridiculous life for none of your fault. Okay? So it was for something. And I say, out of your own dialogues. That's why you're sitting before me and listening to all these dialogues. You asked me to talk like this? No. I am almost enforcing all these things on you. Most of them may be wrong because you are not asking, you don't know what I am talking about, what all I am going to talk about. I am just like that talking whatever I feel sensible to be talk to you, a future leader. Don't mistake by the word leader. Leader meaning not political leader or organization leader. Leader is a mind setting. It is not my definition. Leadership, by the so-called Western mind also talks about it, is the ability to inspire and liberate people. Leadership, book, so many books. I have also talked about the concept of mystic leader. It is in the YouTube. Mystic leader, to an international audience. A lot of people told me, why don't you write a book on that book, topic, the mystic leader? We will sell it, we will offer you money. I told you I wrote all the 5 books by money only. 5 lakh rupees per book. They were ready to give me 10 lakhs. Why don't you write a book on mystic leader? I wanted to, but after meeting so many CEOs, I decided it is a bullshit. It is impossible. Then why should I write? I told them. They said, oh, you are what a difficult guy. You are so obsessed, you are so neurotic about whatever you say should be accepted by the world, etc. They have criticized me. I said, no, not because of that. My books are not read by many people, okay? Not because of that. I am convinced that nobody can be a mystic leader. Then why should I write? Because you tell me? Because you offer me money? I am sure he told me it can be sold to all the libraries in the management institute. Every institute has a fund for library. Though nobody reads books. So I am not giving you 10 lakh just like that. I will make 20 lakhs out of it. At least for me you do it. I said, sorry. So what I mean to say that leadership was that mind.
Yeah.
So you, okay. What the Americans said, to inspire and liberate something. That's what you are going to do. What is yoga basically? Is liberating the self from the shackles of various rigidities of the body and mind and intellect and spirit, right? That's all. So best of luck to be a real leader of the future.
Thank
Okay?
you.
Bye.
Bye.